What's up, everybody? This is Nate with the STS Guys, bringing another action figure unboxing. Today we have a pretty cool new release. We have the Aquaman from Mezco Toyz. If you're not familiar with Mezco, they make some pretty amazing 1/12 scale figures with cloth clothing. I've been desperately trying to build my Mezco Justice League, and this was one of the key characters I was missing, so I'm pretty excited about this one. Let's go ahead and get into the unboxing to see what we got. So on the front of the box, you have this really cool Aquaman logo. This is the standard style packaging from Mezco, so it is the bigger standard box. Sometimes with exclusives, you get a smaller version, but this is the full size. So you get the Aquaman logo on the top. It says Aquaman on the bottom. 1/12 Collective DC. On the side of the box, you have this Aquaman logo again. 1/12 Collective. And Mezco, it says the same thing on the other side. And then on the back, you have some cool pictures of the figure. Gets you an idea of what we're getting here. Like I said before, this is the standard packaging, so you do get the window style box. I've already taken the figure out to make things a little bit more streamlined for the review. So let's go ahead and take a look. And to say I'm impressed with this figure is an understatement. He looks awesome. I've really been wanting a good Aquaman figure in my collection, and I finally have it with this figure here. He's bright. His costume looks accurate to the comics. I know a lot of people, aren't really a fan of this style, but I love it. I think it looks great. It's very classic looking. Really bright colors here, which if you read the Aquaman comics in the past, this is basically a one-for-one in a suit. If you saw the new Aquaman movie, Jason Momoa actually wears this suit for a brief period right at the end, but it was cool that they, kind of do a throwback to it. The scaling's really nice, really well done. It kind of reminds me of the scaling we got with Captain America, but a little bit nicer. He's got this really cool gold belt here. It goes all the way around. Very nice detailing all throughout. He's got kind of a gold chest piece here that kind of goes around his shirt. I don't know the best way to say that. He's got fins here on his gauntlets, so that's a cool little addition. His trunks are kind of, it's still part of one piece of fabric, so it's not actually an additional piece on his trunks. They're all together. I don't really mind that. Some people wanted separate trunks. To be honest, it doesn't bother me too much. I think it looks great. And then you go down into his legs here. You got the more scaling. You have his boots with the fins. Great details, though, all throughout. I really like how this came out. Looks very, very classic. And then you have this awesome head sculpt, which is a great capture of the classic Arthur Curry. Really great detailing in his face here. You can see his eyes are really nice and bright blue. Nice sculpting. His hair looks like he's might be in the water or it's wet. They did a good job kind of translating, he's from the ocean, so his hair might be wet or it might look slicked back when he comes out of the water. But great looking figure. Very impressed with how this came out. Mezco never disappoints me, so I knew this one was going to be great. Let's go ahead and get into the accessories because it comes with some cool stuff. You do get 2 extra head sculpts here. So he's got, well, these are in here really well. So you have this extra head sculpt, which is kind of like a mad face. He looks like he's pissed off. One thing that's cool about this one is that they sculpted his hair so it flows back even more. Looks like he might be swimming. Maybe he's pursuing someone or he's in the middle of a fight or whatever it is. But I like how they kind of added this angry face. I always think it's good when we have extra expressions for figures. So really nice head sculpt there. You do get another head sculpt. Let me put that back properly. And this one's also in there pretty good. This is another really cool head sculpt. Lots of emotion here. I really love the yelling face. I think it's awesome when we have, a face of a character doing something that's extreme. He's probably really using a lot of his power here, or he's mad, or something's crazy is going on. I like how the hair is a little nuts. Really cool detailing. Whoops. Really nice sculpting all throughout. Great details. I like the colors in his hair. Definitely looks like Arthur Curry. And then if you get a close-up look, his mouth is really well done. His teeth look good. You can see his, tongue in there in his mouth. I mean, just lots of cool little details. Great head sculpt. And then you do get some different hands. So you get that closed fist, which is already on him. You get 2 sets of hands for holding his trident. So those are nice. Pretty simple coloring, but very nice, shiny green. Looks great. And then you also get 2 kind of like gripping hands, or, you know, use your imagination. He's doing something with those. Maybe he's holding on to something. But you get 2 of those hands. And then you get also 2 straight hands for swimming poses. So he can use these while he's jetting through the water. Really nice done. I like the details here. It looks like it's, you know, a folded glove or something. Cool that we get so many different hands. And then he also comes with some really unique armor pieces. I think it's really cool that they added this in. So we'll start with the crown. He comes with like his signature crown. I mean, he is the king of Atlantis after all, so he's got to have a crown. This is really cool, really nicely detailed. It looks like metal, but it's not. It is plastic, but really well done. And another thing that's really cool about this crown is that they put a magnet into his head so that when you put it on, because you can see it's not all the way around, it's only really one piece. The magnet is right there. You stick it onto his head like that, and it sticks no problem. So that's really cool idea for the crown. Oh, there we go. That looks more normal right there. But it's a great little feature. I love how they put the magnet in there. Reminds me of what they do with Gomez. They put magnets in his feet, but I love how that looks on him. So I'll keep that on because you can add some more armor pieces as we go. He gets this kind of like shoulder armor piece, and this has got some crazy details in it. Looks great. Really nice kind of bright gold coloring. Matches that headpiece that we saw. But you can put this on him too. And let me see if I can do that quickly enough on video. I'll take the crown off so I don't lose it. I'm going to take his head off because it's probably a little bit easier to put it on without his head on. And then, well, it's not going on as easy as I would have hoped. Let's see. There we go. Just like that. Oh, came undone in the front. Don't worry, I didn't break it. I guess it does unclip right there. So that's an easy way to kind of get it on and off. Rather than over the head like I was doing, there's a little clip right there. So let's put his head back on with his crown. Get you a full picture. And that looks awesome. I really like how that came out. It's cool that he comes with the extra armor. It kind of switches up how he looks, so you can have him without the armor or with it. He looks mean with that armor on, though. It looks great. And really nice extra detail goes along with his belt. And then, obviously, I mean, he's Aquaman. He's got to have his trident. And this trident is really cool. Super detailed. Nice gold coloring. You know, they could have maybe put a little black wash to really get that detail to stick out a little bit more, but I'm happy with this. It's a nice big piece. It's definitely looks like a king's trident to me. Really cool details. I like how this came out. Another cool thing about the trident is that you can actually, he's got a place for it on the back of his armor. So you can stick it in just like that. So if he's got it on his back, he's holding it like that. He looks really cool. You don't want to mess with Aquaman when he's got all his armor on. He means business. But really nice accessories. They complement the figure well. I really like how this came out. And like I said, you can take this off just like that. And then it clips right back together. There's a little peg hole in there. And you can just clip that right on. So I should have looked for that to begin with. But it's nice that it's there because that was pretty tight trying to get it over his head. But great, great accessories. I think that's kind of pretty much it that this figure comes with, but he does have his display stand, which is that Aquaman symbol. You can see it there. And then he also comes with a display base, which is at the very bottom here, and his little baggie. So this stand is used for action poses, the little baggie to hold the accessories. Overall, very happy with how this figure came out. Quickly, I'll cover articulation, but for the most part, he's got double jointed elbows and knees, which is great. So he can bend his arm about that much. His bicep kind of gets in the way a little bit. Really good range of movement in his arm. It does not restrict movement very much to have the suit. He's a little tight on a package, that's why it's a little tight when I'm doing it. But as far as movement, he's got enough leeway in that suit so it doesn't get in the way. He's got some ab crunch, not very much though, very small amount. Doesn't crunch down that much. He crunches back actually a little bit better. His head goes back really far, so if you want to do some swimming poses, that would be great. Doesn't go down quite as far. You know, I might need to loosen that neck a little bit, but it doesn't come down quite as much. His legs go out about this much, so pretty good range of movement there. They go forward about that much. The suit does not get in the way of movement, lets it move freely. He's got double jointed knees, but because of that back fin, you won't be able to get it to bend quite as much, but it does bend a pretty good amount. His feet do go up and down, and they have some rocker side to side. Not a ton of rock, but enough. I'm happy with that. But yeah, overall, great figure. Very happy with it. Definitely need to check out Mezco Toyz if you're not familiar with them. They make some great figures. If this is your first STS Guide video, please check out the rest of our channel. We got a lot of great content. We do a weekly podcast on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go to conventions. We talk about everything geeky, nerdy, or cool. Follow us on Instagram at STS Guys, on Twitter at STS Guys, and Facebook at The STS Guys. This has been Nate. Thanks for tuning in.